Welcome to Unmasked Health, where you may not want to hear the truth, but you will.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Unmasked Health. I have been in my MIA for a couple of weeks. I've just had a lot going on, but the holidays, that kind of things. I'm back on today. I kind of wanted to try to make this episode 5 minutes or less, and let's talk more about what is happening in our younger generation males and the testosterone level. It's not genetics; it's more environmental related. But we are seeing significant decline in the testosterone in our 20-year-olds, mid-20s, early 30s, that should be like 60, 70-year-olds. Part of that is excessive stress. We're seeing a lot more stress in this younger generation, financial stress, job stress, those sorts of things. That stress leads to higher cortisol, which is a natural steroid in our body, and that can cause a plummet in your testosterone. The other thing is sleep deprivation. None of us get enough sleep, but we are actually seeing it worse in the younger generation. Part of that is because, well, one, the stress, but the second thing is, like my nephew, he's the tablet generation. He's 18, will be 19 next year, and when we wake up, like when I was a teenager, when I went to sleep and if I woke up, I didn't have a tablet to grab or a phone to grab, or I didn't always have a TV in my room either. And so I either read a book until I went back to sleep, or I just laid there in the bed till I went back to sleep. But now we're seeing, when we wake up, we're grabbing our phones and it just stimulates. So people are going through sleep deprivation, which in turn releases more cortisol in the body because it's our, waking hormone. And it is causing increased estrogen, which affects, the testosterone level. The higher estrogen, the lower testosterone. And so your body's competing and you're losing out if you're experiencing sleep deprivation. Then we're seeing, more obesity. We're seeing more sedentary lifestyles. Men today, and I'm not picking on you, this is just an episode that's, I focus on men's health. But we're seeing more, men are sitting more today. Men are not as active as they used to be. There's poor nutritional choices. It's easier, especially for a single man, it's easier for you to grab a bag of chips than it would be for you to, do meal prep and do, healthier snacks or whatever. So you're intaking less vitamins and you're not getting as much vegetables as you should, and the fruits that you should, which, give us the vitamins like zinc and magnesium and those sorts of things. We are staying inside more often. Men are, inside a lot more, and nobody's out in the sun like they should be. So we are seeing vitamin deficiencies, which can affect your testosterone. Then you're seeing, we have the endocrine disruption. So generations today, not just my generation, I grew up in the 80s, was introduced to the red dye. We're the red dye generation. We didn't have that before then, but so far we are surviving, but probably not as healthy as we could be. However, the younger generation, we are recently finding more and more information out. It's kind of come out that you're more exposed to plastics in food, and you're being more exposed to chemicals and stuff. So that can for sure, affect your testosterone level. Even your personal care products have chemical exposures possibility. So very important that we look at what ingredients we're using and what ingredients will mimic estrogen. A lot of the chemicals and ingredients that we see are mimicking estrogen. And just, I said, I don't know, a minute ago, that the higher estrogen you have in your body, the lower your testosterone is. So it's kind of scary. Be mindful of that. The other thing is the younger men crisis. 20-year-olds are coming in and their testosterone, I mean, even your 30-year-olds, but, it's just, you're growing up with less sunlight exposure, more screen time, less healthy food options, environmental risk. We talked about the plastics. So really, your hormones really never had a fighting chance to begin with. Unfortunately, that is the unfortunate thing. Fortunately for you, we've kind of talked about 5 things, sleep deprivation, the food choices that we're making, sedentary and obesity lifestyles, the stress that we are facing or that you are facing. you can have a direct impact on that. You can control that. So I want you to do some research, and I want you to look and see. I think your mind will be blown at how much our food has bioengineered products in it, which is just additive stuff, possibly plastics. I don't know that for sure, but you know, look and see what's going to work for your schedule, how you can do meal prep to do healthier food choices. I tell my patients, take a multivitamin. It's not going to hurt you unless your doctor tells you, hey, you can't have it, whatever. You're on a blood thinner, don't take it. Talk to your provider. But I do have my patients take a multivitamin. Get out in the sun for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever. If you're sedentary most of the day at work, take every hour you need to get up for 10 minutes, even if it's just standing at your desk and rocking back and forth. Do that. There are small changes that you can make, that even I can make, but you can make as a male to help with your testosterone naturally. Next episode, I'm going to talk about these things, how you can actually help your testosterone. But I kind of wanted to bring attention and awareness to the fact that our men today are facing a crisis of low testosterone and their hormones. And it's not that it's their fault, but those are the changes that you can make. Anyway, I'm going to keep it short and sweet. And next episode is going to be about natural ways to help with your testosterone. And I hope today you use these 5 tools to help, that those things that brought awareness to you, that you find the tools to help you, get your own testosterone under control. Until next time, stay unmasked.